Hello there, and welcome back to On Becoming. I'm your host, Ed. And this is so amazing, guys, to be with you here. You see, it's different. I'm here alone today. I may say alone because there is no guest. I have my team here to help me do this amazing live podcast. This is so important, and it comes at a time when we are done with 6 months of 2026. So, let us revisit those goals that you set for when the year began in 2026, and also reflect and think about the opportunities that the future 6 months that are coming ahead will present to us. But before all that, allow me to express my faith and my thanks to God who has helped not just me, but on becoming as a team, on becoming family as a whole, on the wins that we have had. Psalms 124, verse 1 says, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, let Israel now say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when people rose up against us, then they would have swallowed us up alive. When their anger was kindled against us, then the flood would have swept us away. The torrent would have gone over us. Then over us would have gone the raging waters. Blessed be the Lord who has not given us as prey to their teeth. We have escaped like a bird from the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we have escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. This is amazing, guys. We are here. When coming is past 9 episodes. Today we posted our 9th episode. And it's amazing because this podcast is going to be an international podcast on itself. Not just people from Zimbabwe, not just people from India, but Madagascar, Togo, Sudan. And I thank God for each and every moment for that. And I thank you guys for helping us, for supporting us, and for subscribing to help us to bring more conversations like this to you. So here, I want to ask my technical team here what they are proud of for the first 6 months of 2026. So I will begin with Moab. Can you get a mic, Moab? So yeah, Moab is one of the guys who has been working with us. So yes, he might not come here on the camera, but he's right there behind the scenes. So yeah, make sure you turn that mic on. Yes, Moab. Not just for on becoming, but personally, what do you think about the first 2026 reflections? He's going quiet now. Yes. Yeah, Moab, go ahead. Yes, tell us anything, anything. Okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes.
He is too busy, so we give it to Fanny.
Oh, they're passing the mic now. Okay, I have a great team by the way. I have a great team by the way. Yes. Kwanyele.
Firstly, I would like to say this podcast has been helpful throughout the year because it encourages us as students to achieve our goals, to see others who are becoming, achieving their goals. So, on this podcast, we really gain a lot of knowledge from this and also the word of God that is being shared, which also motivates us because we don't need to spread alone, but from the word of God. So, as for me, the On Becoming is one of the greatest podcasts that is encouraging us also and giving other podcasts an opportunity to see and learning from that. So, as for me, I'm so proud. Keep on doing, never give up, and we are there for support.
Thank you very much, Kwanyele. You know, something about anything you do in life is if it inspires people to take action and the right action only, that is towards their purpose. If you remember the second episode of On Becoming, I did it solo. I was talking about purpose. Because purpose is very key. Purpose is very, very important to finding fulfillment in life, right? My team, don't hesitate to notify me of anything if there is any change that is needed, right? And continuing that, continuing on purpose, guys, you need to discover your purpose. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's not hard. You need to find the reason why you were born. Okay, so now I will jump to my friend Lincoln to take us on what he is proud of for the first 6 months of 2026.
Thank you, Mr. H,
Yes.
for inviting me. So, the 6 months is such a wonderful period of mine because following your podcast, I've been trying to get to know my purpose and to
Yes.
become what I want to become. You see, most of our youth nowadays, they are being destroyed because they are not being able to identify their purpose. But I want to thank you for this podcast which you are doing, which is helping us. In fact, it helped me in these 6 months
Yes.
to identify my purpose.
Okay.
Yes, it helped me to look deep into myself and see myself as someone who is going in a direction. So it has been such a wonderful 6 months for me. It has been such a powerful 6 months for me. And I believe that
Yes.
in the next coming 6 months, I will be pursuing that and trying to find my real purpose. Thank you.
I like that. I like that. Those expectations, they only come by faith. You see, something that is very beautiful about becoming is evolving. Let's take, for example, if you ask me, like during the beginning of 2026, like, who am I or what do I want? The way I would answer that question and the way I would answer it now is different because I am becoming, I am work in progress. I'm also discovering like the bigger picture of my purpose. The only amazing thing about becoming is you just have to be intentional about every step that you make. You don't have to be afraid of anything. If you watched the first episode that I posted, it was about fear. And it's amazing that we have him today in this studio whilst we're doing this live session right now. Isaac, can you give him the mic? Isaac, what can you say about the first episode that we posted? And it's amazing that you are the first person to go to be the guest of On Becoming. I will talk about he's actually not the guest, like in the sense of the people who recorded, but the first video that was posted by On Becoming, it was me and Isaac. Isaac, so what can you say about the first 6 months of 2026 and the experience you had coming to On Becoming and talking about fear and how to deal with fear? And it was in this right studio.
So my first experience on becoming, I didn't know how to behave, but it was my first time being on a podcast. And I didn't know how it would go. I'm just glad that it turned out well. But what I'm more interested in is how far the show has become and how it has shaped the becoming of many people,
Wow.
myself included. Because when I did that podcast, I accepted because I wanted to be nice, but I didn't think I had done anything that was worth going to a podcast for. But
Yes.
throughout your episodes on finding purpose and becoming, you brought on different guys like Sneaker Master and what was this guy's name? And Ansu. Yeah.
Answer.
I remember those episodes, they really shaped my perspective. And your short on purpose and finding your purpose. Because it's not ideal just living life, just living. Finding your purpose, it gives you a reason to wake up in the morning. Because when you finally find your purpose, every day you're just enjoying. It's not about focusing on the end point now. It's about the daily steps of becoming. And that makes life worth living. And I appreciate that.
Wow. Thank you very much, Isaac. You mentioned something that is very, very important about two episodes that we focused on entrepreneurship, or I can say business related. So these guys are Emmanuel Elias and Anes Shumba, whom we called Anso. Those whenever we sit down with my team and say we want to bring this guest, we are thinking about you. We are thinking about you specifically because you are the people who matter, and we are in this journey of becoming together. It is very important not to neglect business principles or entrepreneurship skills. Let me address something that is very key. Unemployment rates are very high, especially for me as an African or coming from Zimbabwe. I'm not going to be here just to wait for a job. No, I have to have that entrepreneurial what mindset. It is very important for all of you to listen to those episodes on how to become an entrepreneur. What are the skills that you need? And I'm so grateful to those guys for giving their time and coming here to help us dissect, to help us with direction and the right mindset we need for an entrepreneurial, for a successful entrepreneurial journey. Don't romanticize entrepreneurship. You see those people who are entrepreneurs, they say this or that. No, but there is something that is going on behind them that is very, very important and that you need in you, like that character you need to sustain yourself in that entrepreneurial journey. And I think I will take this time to go to Walter, who is one of our biggest supporters on the team for On Becoming Walter. No, you have to say something. You are here. Yes. What can you say about your first 6 months of 2026? Are you proud of the person you have become? Please make sure the mic is on. Just a short answer, yes, one.
Of course. I don't want to say anything,
But I'm proud of who you have become.
of course I'm proud. That's all what I can say. Nothing much.
Thank you very much, Walter. Thank you very much. These guys, when they are behind, they will be saying a lot. Now we are live, they are now keeping quiet. So it's amazing, guys, that we are now here. Who did I leave? Who wants to say anything? Okay. Yeah, one of our advisors, and he was he's one of the people who go and verifies every episode. He said this one is not good enough for you guys. So when I said Isaac was the first guest, like the video we posted, we recorded various episodes before the launch of On Becoming on the 1st of January. But after sitting down, I saw that I had failed to bring out the best from my guests. So we didn't post most of the videos. But with Isaac, I believe it was a good start and it was very nice. It was very nice. Then also from Isaac, we went on to episode 2 where I did a solo on finding your purpose. Then on episode 3, I did it with Rosalind Chauke, who launched her debut book called Another Chance. I found that book so helpful and that thing so inspiring, especially among young people. Imagine around your early 20s, you are writing a book, you are launching a book, you are coming out, you are going out into the world, not shy, but with all that to the people say, I have this thing in me and I'm saving it to the world to help you and to impact the world with positive things. Then episode 4, I did it with Emmanuel Elias, the one I mentioned about business. Episode 5, okay, my team is telling me to raise my voice a little bit. Then episode 5, we did it with him, Anes Shumba. It was also about business and his leadership experience. Because he leads a lot of young people in there. It was good having him here. Then we went on to talk about how AI is shaping our becoming. That guys, we don't have to be ignorant to these matters that we bring to the table. They are affecting us, and we need to be aware of that so that we have control of our becoming. We are intentional about who we become. It's not good that AI is now like having a certain algorithm of the content you watch on your phone. That will reprogram your mind. That will cause you to think in a certain way that is not good. And imagine how many young people have killed themselves, committed suicide, not just killing their future, no, but committing suicide just because of the wrong thing they watched on social media. Then from there, I hosted Ashanti Mzaruro, who is a taekwondo artist, and her journey was so amazing that we had to bring her here and try to feel how winning is, how it feels. Then from Ashanti, we went on to Toyo, our first international guest. That was so amazing, guys. And we launched, we posted, we uploaded actually the episode today, and it has been really a nice journey. Did I leave any episode out?
Yeah, no.
Okay, my team is giving me the go ahead. So, guys, back to why we are here today. The first 6 months, I want to ask you a very important question. And that question needs reflection and needs honesty. What are you proud of for the first 6 months of 2026? It may be something that you experienced, that happened to you, or that you did. And for me, I would say, well done, H, for being consistent. Guys, I'm telling you that we are 9 episodes in just 6 months, and other small shows that we created, and that is amazing. For me, I'm proud of it. I was worried, like, what am I going to tell people about the first 6 months? And I was asking my friend to, same question, are you proud of who we have become? She was no taking a lot of. I said, but for you, it's very clear. You have found your purpose and you are working on it. And guys, to be honest, I'm very proud for you being here with me and helping me. And guys, be honest about yourself. Are you proud of the person you have become in these first 6 months? Now, it's like you have the goals that you set when the year began, right? And now I want you to reflect on where you are with those goals. If your goal were about personal development, and for personal development, you maybe said, I will watch maybe a podcast every week, I would read a book, I would do this, I would go to exercise, I would do whatever. Have you been doing that? Because by the end of the year, when you are now taking, the stock or the end results, say, have I been proud of whatever happened in 2020? Then you say, no, it was just the same like any other years. But it's the same because you were doing the same thing over and over again. And that is the mistake that many people do. That is the mistake that many people do. They think that by doing the same thing over and over again, and they want to expect different results. That is foolishness. You have to change what you do. You have to change how you act for you to get different results. Because it's like your dreams are here, right? Your dreams are here. You and your dreams, you are here. The results you want, they are here. This bridge is about intentional action, intentional steps. And that is the key thing. What are you doing to get there? What are you doing to get to the other side? And it is by taking intentional steps. Success is not by mistake. Success is when you apply those reviewed principles. Today in the afternoon, I was talking to this guy and he was saying, wherever I want to become, I have to I have to learn communication skills, like I have to learn public speaking. And coming to that realization, it's not just enough. You have to take important steps. I'm going on YouTube to search for videos that are related to that. I'm going to find a mentor who's going to help you to speak better. So don't just sit there every day going to your bed without taking any actions towards who you want to become. And that is the mistake that many people do. Even for me as a Christian, in church I see it. We come every day to church, we hear the word of God, but what are you doing with that word of God? So, guys, as we reflect from where we are coming from, don't be angry at yourself. No, don't be angry. Tell yourself that now I need to do this. If maybe you experience maybe a heartbreak or a breakup, whatever you call it, or you lost someone that you loved, the world will not wait for you. The world is moving. You have to pull up your socks. Don't be too soft on yourself. Wake up the time you want to wake up. Speak to the people you need to speak. And don't have this thing of trying to say, like this popular saying, many people are saying, like young people are talking about water farming or being nonchalant. Reach out to people you need to reach out. Speak to the people you need to speak. Do the things you need to do. And don't be ashamed of whoever is around you. So if we're going to be honest with each other about becoming the people or the person we want to become by the end of this year, look what has happened to you in the past 6 months. Trying to fear, trying to be afraid. Face those fears. I'm telling you, go and watch that first episode 1, on dealing with fear. You'll see that how to deal with fear, you have to try things out. And that fear will go away. If it's about confidence, watch the latest episode, episode 9. We talked about confidence, and Cho, you mentioned something that many people don't want to do, to just try things out. Why are you afraid of being seen trying? No one is perfect. We all have to try to do something. We all have to try. And to tell yourself that I am work in progress. I know I'm not the best speaker here. I know I'm not the best interviewer or having the best podcast. But I'm working every day. We're putting effort with my team so that we try to become the solution to the answer of many young people out there. And that is very, very important for each and every one of us. So to help you about this central point that we are at, I want you to create just a 2-column table. And in the first section, you write things that you want to care about more, right? In the other section, things that you want to care less about. Those 2 things will really help you. Because we now know what happened in the past 6 months. You were sleeping too much. You were wasting time on social media. So if you're going to write that on the things you want to less care about, if there is about how people see you, put it there. What do you want to care more about? If it's your healthy, write it down. Becoming a better speaker, write it down. And the necessary steps that you want to make. And now, I want to move on to, there's something, a quote I wrote that we consume a lot about self-development content. I'm going to take that again. We consume a lot about self-development content than we actually implement. Another podcast after the other, that won't change anything. So, guys, let us take action. Is there anything I need to know? Okay. Then, the second part that I want to check or to talk about is what am I looking forward to? As I mentioned, what should I care more about? Can I add this on your list? People, friends, take an audit about the people you have surrounded yourself with in 2026. It's true that show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. That is the biggest truth that you should ever hear. You have become the person, the person of the characters, right, of the people you surround yourself with. Look at yourself. How you think is because of the people who are around you, what you are listening to. So if these last 6 months are going to be helpful, or you are going to help yourself to become the person who you want to become, you have to make that hard decision to say, I'm going to reduce contact with this person. I'm going to cut off this relationship. Don't be afraid of cutting people in life, thinking that, oh, what will happen for me in the future? Don't feel guilt about cutting anyone in life. Kuti, oh, kumberi ndichazodini. There is nothing like that. Because whoever you will need, God will send them your way and they will stay. And if it's for a season, they will go when their season is done. So don't try to be attached to someone that you find yourself losing, or you lose your identity sometimes. So audit yourself. People who you are following on social media, they are influencing who you have become. The people you are following on social media. So if the decision you're going to make right after this session is to unfollow certain people, then thank you very much for doing that for yourself. You are helping yourself. Who are you following on social media? Why do you follow them? Because it's your friend, then you are following them. And all that type of content that doesn't help you in self-development, that is killing you guys. To be honest, it's destroying, it's robbing us of our potential for our future. So we have to be honest with ourselves. Who am I following? Because those people, they will influence who you become. Can Isaac get a mic? I want just you to share something about becoming. What really influences our becoming? So, okay, I already am. Becoming, like, what influences our becoming?
So, a couple of things that shape our becoming, we've already discussed them. You said the type of friends that we associate ourselves with. In as much as we will try to think that we are independent of people around us, what you see every day, eventually, you think it's acceptable. So if you hang around with people that align with a certain type of vision, you will eventually end up aligning with that vision. It's like spending let me give an example. If you spend your whole day sitting at the football ground, say that I will never play football, you give the right amount of time, you end up enjoy playing football. So first is the type of people that you associate yourself with.
Yes.
And it's also about the type of content that you consume. I heard somewhere when they were talking about if you spend your whole day playing a video game about shooting or something like that, eventually that you build that fascination with shooting. And if you had a gun, you would also want to try it out. So it's also about the type of content that you consume.
Yes.
And then also this last one that I would like to talk about, it's something that people it's there, but people use it as an excuse, like people's upbringing and background, because growing up there are certain values that are instilled in us, and those things that we are taught at the beginning, they tend to stick with us for a very long time. That's why there's this saying that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because poverty is a mindset.
Yes.
So if you grew up discussing money or hearing money being discussed a certain type of way, it's already been molded in you mentally. Or if you grew up in a family, like let's say a broken home where there's a lot of abuse, you think that it's normal to abuse other people. Or if you grew up also around a house where you're just free to do whatever you want, you would treat people in a way that's not proper because you think it's okay to just do whatever you want. But also, as we go on our journey of becoming, we need to realize that we are bigger than our background, and that where we come from does not determine where we're going. That's why you say that it's important to take intentional steps to get where we want to be. So we should not use our background as an excuse. Just like the way you said, don't be afraid to cut people off, or don't be afraid to change your environment on social media, or change your environment in life. You should also be the same way that you're not afraid to not let your background define you and shape your own journey of becoming.
Wow. Thank you very much, Isaac. Thank you very much. So it reminds me of this important thing about unbecoming. Because as children, there are certain environments that we grew up in that might hate us. You understand? And that might have shaped who we have become today. But you can also unbecome. If becoming is possible, you can also what? Unbecome. Yes, you can also unbecome. And there is an important quote about unbecoming that we have to even come to the point where we realize our true self. Because sometimes I say be yourself, but maybe that self of yours it includes what like being impatient and loving and forgiving. So you have to become all those things before you start your becoming Jen. So thank you, Isaac, very much. Those are very, very important points that you have mentioned. And the last thing, why that I believe it will help you to work on your self-development goals or to work on who you want to become is, why do you want to be successful? Ask yourself that question. If you want to be successful to just prove to people, then you are going to lose motivation some days. You're going to lose motivation someday. But if it's for you and it's for helping others, then it's okay. Not to prove a point. You don't want success so that you prove a point to others that you belong or that you want to have access to them. No. Success, it must be you expressing who you are to the world. Because success is about purpose. That is the true success. Yes, the world has many different versions or different meaning of success. But success, for me, I derive it from fulfilling my purpose and meeting my creator, and he says, well done, H. You have worked on your purpose and you did it very well. That must give you fulfillment. That must make you to wake up every day. So discover your purpose and work on it. But I'm not saying don't go to school or stop trying to do business. You need money because your purpose sometimes will not give you like food. It will not bring food on the table. Yes. So you need to work and you need to fulfill your purpose. And it's very important so that to work because you need money to have time to do that purpose. I hope you know that. Go to work, go to school, find a job, do whatever you want to do, start a business to find money to fulfill your purpose and what your purpose needs. So guys, I don't know if there is anything that I need to hear from the comment section from my team. Is there anything I need to hear from the comment section? Okay, there's nothing. Okay, thank you very much. So thank you very much for being here with me. I'm your host, H, once again, and I'm so grateful for you being here with me. Until next time, keep becoming. Yeah, Thank you very much, guys. I love you.
I love you.
Muda wa 20x. Wewe unapata